My first marriage lasted for 6 years, and like I say, I didn't have all the answers, but I thought I did. So when I just got fed up with enough things, money things, bill things, I just thought, well, I'll just leave it, and that's what I did, even though sometimes, you know, we look back and think we didn't make the right choices, but God had a plan for us, and if I would have been obedient and just followed His guiding ways, then I probably I would have never ended up right sitting in this chair today, because who knows where I'd have been. But the marriage ended, and I moved on and started hanging around the wrong people. Didn't have much at that time, didn't have a job, and had some friends that they always had money. So I thought, well, you know, no matter what, as long as I hang around these guys, they'll take care of food and place to stay. But I got caught up with them, and I ended up being sentenced to prison. And when I first went into prison, I was pretty mad and frustrated, and really didn't care too much about what people had to say. I mean, my family was always there for me, but all the friends that I thought I once had, out of all them friends, I got one letter in 4 years while I was in prison. One letter of friends that I thought I had had. And he is still a true dear friend to me to this day. And I found out in a hurry that when times get tough and you're not doing everything that all your friends are doing, you'll surely find out who will stick with you and who won't. But it was about halfway through my prison sentence when I decided to give my life over to Christ. I said enough was enough. I was tired of being alone. I was tired of everybody getting mail every day and me not getting none. And so I thought I was just all by myself. But then one day I asked Christ to come into my life, and believe it or not, from that day forward, I never walked a yard alone. I never ate alone. I never went to bed alone, because Christ was right there with me every step of the way. You know, at first it was kind of, I mean, no bells went off, no buzzers, no whistles, no big flash of light. It was just, in my heart, I knew that I had changed. I mean, I didn't know really how or why. I know I prayed the prayer that Jesus would come into my life and just help me, and that no matter how bad I was feeling, that I needed help. And from that day forward, I've never felt alone again. I've never felt like I just was all by myself and had to deal with the world all by myself. So I did another 2 years after that, and he guided me, he walked with me, like I said, and I got a Bible. I started reading scriptures and started trying to just put some things in my heart that never made sense to me all my life. I just thought, you know, some guy told me that if I just looked, I could find every answer to every question I ever had in the Bible. So I started looking, and it's been a bumpy road. I mean, God has blessed me with my wife now, 3 more beautiful children that are truly a blessing. He's blessed me with a home, some true Christian friends that I know they are true friends, because they don't love me for what I'm doing or what I have or how much money I got in the bank. They just love me because I'm a brother in Christ, and that's true fellowship, and that's true friendship, and it's a true blessing. About a year ago, I kind of got depressed and kind of thinking, you know, why me and why this and why that. So my Bible study started falling a little short. Instead of twice a week, it went to once a week. And my church, you know, they asked me, you know, why I wasn't coming anymore, and I just told them, you know, I had things to do, and just everything was kind of starting to fall apart. And believe it or not, I got, even though I knew who Christ was, and I turned my life over to Him several years ago, I kind of got in that rut that I wasn't living up to my potential, so I wasn't really worthy of it anyways. Well, as soon as I let my guard down for a minute, the devil stepped in and he started directing me the way he wanted me to go. And sure enough, I found myself in trouble with the law again. And it's not that I'm a bad person, because if anybody that's known me out of all my lifetime, they can tell you that I was never a bad person. I make poor choices, and my poor choices lead to consequences, and those consequences I have to deal with. I have to stand up and say, I'm a man, and I made a bad choice, and now I got to pay the price. But I've paid my price, and I've gone through all the legal aspects of it, and now God has truly set me free, and it's my choice. I can either choose to be obedient, because that's where my downfall came. When I started to be disobedient to what God had His calling for me was, when I started to be disobedient, that's when things started going totally opposite of what He had planned for me. So it's a choice that I make, and it's a choice that you can make, and I hope you make that choice to be more obedient to God and God's Word and what He's got planned for your life, because I'm living proof that if you are disobedient to what He's got, there's a lot of turmoil that can happen, and He will, if He has got a plan for you, He will get you back on the path, no matter what it takes. For me, it took a prison sentence and a brush in again with the law to actually get my thoughts back into the right frame, because like I said, I wasn't a bad person. I just made poor choices. So it is a choice that you can make, or you don't have to make it. I'm not here to beat you with faith or religion. I'm just here to say what God has done for me in my life, He can also do for you. And if you've never experienced God, or you've never experienced His love or His guidance, I know exactly what it feels like. It's pretty empty. It's pretty lonely. And I do know this: with Him in your life, it's a whole different feeling. No matter what you think, the best is yet to come. And if you just be obedient and truly, truly give your life over to Him, things will change. And not to say that life is just going to be one big sweet reward, that you'll get everything that you ask for, and that every day will just be a walk on the beach, because my life is not a walk on the beach, and nowhere do I read in the Bible that our lives will be a walk on the beach. Jesus' life was full of trials and temptations, and He came through them all, and we can also come through our trials and temptations if we're willing to lean on Him and let Him be the head of our lives.